170 million jobs created with AI. So why are we afraid? Artificial intelligence is writing articles, designing images, and diagnosing diseases, tasks we once thought were uniquely human, so it's natural to fear unemployment. And yet, the latest data from the World Economic Forum tells a different story. By 2030, more jobs are projected to be created than destroyed. That sounds impossible. So, what are we missing? Before diving in the data, I want to say thank you to those who answered the survey. Don't forget to subscribe. This will help other people to find the channel and know more about physics, AI, and the future of work. So let's quickly break through the two main scenarios we have with the fast evolution of AI. So scenario number one, the utopian future. In this version of the future, AI does all the repetitive, boring, and dangerous work. Humans are free to focus on creativity, relationship, research, art, and meaning, and there is more free time, less stress, maybe even universal basic income. So this future requires very bold political, economic, and cultural decisions. And historically, humans are not that great at making those decisions before a crisis forced them to. And then we have the dystopian future. This scenario is the scenario people fear the most. AI replaces millions of workers faster than society can adapt. Companies automate aggressively, cost goes down, profit goes up, but wealth and power concentrated in fewer and fewer hands. The result? Massive job displacement, growing inequality, and millions of people who don't just lose their jobs, but lose a sense of identity and purpose. This scenario is possible, but it's important to say this clearly, it's not inevitable. Let's have a look at what the last job report of World Economic Forum states in order to evaluate those two scenarios. So, according to the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs Report 2025, by 2030, the global labor market is projected to undergo a significant structural change. The report estimated that 170 million new jobs will be created, while 92 million will be displaced, resulting in a net gain of 78 million jobs, or 70% overall. At first glance, this doesn't suggest a collapse in global employment due to AI or other macro trends. In aggregate terms, the balance is positive. However, the situation is more complex than the headline numbers suggest. A positive net figure does not automatically mean lower unemployment or a smooth transition. The issue is not just how many jobs are created, but what kind of jobs are created and who is able to perform them. Many of the displaced roles are concentrated in the clerical, administrative, and data entry positions. Meanwhile, much of the projected jobs growth is in technological related fields: AI, data, cybersecurity, green economy, care sector. This creates a structural challenge, skill mismatch. If you are a 45-year-old administrative worker and suddenly the new jobs requires coding, data literacy, AI system thinking, that plus 78 million doesn't really help you. So the report also states that 39% of current skill set are expected to be transformed or outdated by 2030. This means that nearly 2 out of 5 workers will need substantial reskilling or upskilling within just a few years. So the real risk is not a global shortage of work, the real risk is an asymmetric redistribution of skills, income and opportunity. Therefore, the critical question for the next decade is not whether AI eliminates works entirely, but whether society can manage the transition in a way that is inclusive, adaptive and fair. So let's have a look at some more data. The future trends in job growth and decline in percentage. We have leading big data, AI, machine learning, information technology jobs. And in absolute value instead we have growth in agriculture, for example, but this is more likely to be in the third world or rural areas. Let's have also a look on what type of task is more likely to be automatized. Well, at first glance it might seem contradictory. AI and big data roles are projected to growth, yet generative AI is expected to automate many tasks in the same field. But there is no real contradiction. The demand for high-level AI professionals will increase, while many entry-level and routine tasks will be automated. This likely means fewer junior roles focused on repetitive work and more demand for advanced skills. The real shift isn't about jobs disappearing, it's about the structure of those jobs changing, with skill evolving and the bar moving higher. Interesting also to see that skills like empathy and active listenings will be very difficult to be substituted. Now we come to what I call the third scenario. This is a future we are already entering. AI will not replace all jobs, it will replace specific tasks inside most jobs. The real divide won't be AI versus human, it will be humans who know how to use AI versus humans who don't. People who can work with AI, understand it, guide it and integrate it will become dramatically more productive and more valuable. All this scenario brings us also some deep reflection. What is work really? Is just productivity and income, or is also dignity, growth and meaning? If AI frees us eventually from working just to survive, have we actually learned how to live? Or we have tied our entire sense of worth to being useful in an economic system? So the final question isn't, will AI take our jobs? Or if we reach on the long run a utopistic scenario, who do we become in a world where work no longer defines who we are? Alright, and I leave you with this question. Thank you for watching, and I say hi to all my students that are following me from home. Bye bye.